Have you ever really thought about fat? I mean, the fat you eat or the fat your body stores. Not just calories, but the actual journey it takes inside you.
That's something we talk about all the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fat for energy, storing fat.
Exactly. But we rarely dig into the process, the incredibly clever, intricate way our bodies handle it.
Right.
So today, that's our deep dive. We're exploring how your body actually manages and transforms fats, specifically triacylglycerol. So those are the main ones, right? The main type we eat and store.
That's correct. They make up the bulk of it.
We're peeling back the layers here using insights from the Metabolism Made Easy YouTube channel. Really great stuff there. Our mission today is to unpack how your body takes the fat from, your lunch and turns it into usable energy. But then, and this is where I find it gets really fascinating, how it uses a different strategy to tap into your stored fat when you're fasting.
Ah, yes. Two distinct pathways.
Totally distinct. And we'll see just how brilliant yet different they are.
And what's truly remarkable, I think, is just the sophistication of it all, the efficiency.
Yeah.
You might actually be amazed by how the body doesn't just, process fats. It strategically breaks them down, then puts them back together.
Right.
And then releases them again exactly when and where needed. It's incredible internal engineering.
Okay, let's trace that journey then, starting right after a meal. So you've just eaten some fat, those triacylglycerols, first up, the small intestine. And there's this enzyme, like tiny biochemical scissors, pancreatic lipase, that's his name.
Pancreatic lipase, yes.
Right.
That's the key player there. Its job is basically to snip those big triacylglycerol molecules.
Smaller pieces.
Exactly. Into a monosaccharides and two separate fatty acids. Much smaller, more manageable bits.
Okay, smaller bits. And those can then get absorbed by the gut lining, the intestinal mucosa.
Precisely. They cross that barrier, get absorbed by those cells in the intestinal mucosa.
But wait, here's a twist I found interesting. Once they're inside that lining...
Ah, yes. This is fascinating. They don't just stay broken down.
No. The body immediately stitches them back together, reassembles them into a triacylglycerol again.
It does, right there inside the intestinal cell. And if you think about the bigger picture, this reassembly is, it's absolutely crucial.
Why break them down just to rebuild them?
Think of it like careful packaging. You need to break them down small to get them through the door across the cell membrane.
Okay.
But then you rebuild them so they can be properly packaged for transport.
Yeah.
For safe, efficient delivery around the body. Otherwise, they couldn't really travel effectively.
That makes perfect sense. So temporary dismantling just to get in, then strategic repackaging. Got it. And this reassembled triacylglycerol, it doesn't just float off on its own. It gets packed into something else, right? A chylomicron.
Yes, exactly. It's further assembled into this specialized lipid particle called a chylomicron.
Like a little delivery truck for fat.
That's a great analogy, a tiny delivery truck. And its cargo is mostly that reassembled triacylglycerol, about 85%.
And the other 15%, what else is in there?
The rest is mainly things like cholesterol esters and phospholipids, other lipids needed for structure and function.
Okay, so we have our delivery truck, the chylomicron, loaded up. How does it get on the road?
Well, sticking with your analogy, it needs a kind of shipping label or maybe a GPS signal.
Ah, okay.
That comes from a specific protein marker called ApoB48. It's essential. It signals that this chylomicron is ready for export.
Export where?
First into the lymphatic system, lymph. It's a sort of parallel circulatory system. And from the lymph, it eventually gets channeled into the main bloodstream.
Right, into the blood. And once it's cruising there?
Once it's in the bloodstream, another key enzyme comes into play, lipoprotein lipase.
Okay, another lipase.
Yes, but this one is usually found sort of hanging out in the inner walls of blood vessels, the endothelium.
Like a gatekeeper.
Kind of. It reaches out to the passing chylomicron and snips off those fatty acids, again, 3 of them, from the triacylglycerol inside.
Ah, releasing the cargo?
Precisely. Releasing the fatty acids so that nearby tissues, muscle cells, fat cells, whatever needs them, can grab them.
And use them for energy right away. Or maybe store them.
Either one. Depends on the tissue's needs at that moment. Immediate fuel or storage for later.
Okay. Wow, so that's the whole system for handling the fat you just ate. Breakdown, absorption, rebuild, package, ship, deliver, unpack. Pretty sophisticated.
Very.
But What about when you haven't eaten? Maybe first thing in the morning or your hours past lunch or doing some intense exercise. Your body still needs energy.
Absolutely, and that's when things shift.
Yeah, this is where fatty acids become super important again, right? But they're not coming from food this time.
No, exactly. In that fasting state, the fatty acids you need are mobilized from your stored triacylglycerols.
The ones tucked away in adipose tissue. Well, we usually just call fat.
That's the main storage site, yes.
Yeah.
Your adipose tissue.
So how does the body tap into that supply? Is it a totally different process?
Completely different system kicks in now. And it's orchestrated by different key enzyme. Hormone-sensitive lipase.
Hormone-sensitive lipase. Okay, different name, different job.
Right. And what's neat is that this enzyme is predictably highly enriched right there in the adipose tissue. It's poised for action.
Poised.
Yeah.
But it needs a signal to act, right? It's hormone sensitive.
Exactly. It needs activation. And a major signal comes from the hormone epinephrine.
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline, yes. Most people know it as adrenaline. Think about that rest stress, exercise.
Fight or flight.
That same signal is telling your fat cells, release the reserves.
Whoa. So that adrenaline surge isn't just psychological, it's literally hitting my fat stores.
Directly. It's a biochemical signal to mobilize energy.
How does the adrenaline actually, flip the switch on that hormone-sensitive lipase? Is it just like on?
That's a really good question. It's not quite that simple, but it's incredibly precise. It's a cascade.
A cascade. Okay.
So epinephrine binds to a specific receptor on the fat cell surface, the beta-adrenergic receptor. That binding event triggers a chain reaction inside the cell. It activates another enzyme called protein kinase A.
Okay, protein kinase A.
And that enzyme, protein kinase A, then modifies hormone-sensitive lipase by adding a phosphate group to it. That's called phosphorylation.
Phosphorylation. Okay, so the adrenaline triggers the receptor, which triggers protein kinase A, which then phosphorylates the hormone-sensitive lipase.
You got it. And that phosphorylation is the on switch. It activates the hormone-sensitive lipase, makes it ready to work.
Wow, a beautifully orchestrated chain reaction. And the end result, once that hormone-sensitive lipase is switched on.
The end result is that the activated hormone-sensitive lipase starts breaking down the stored triacylglycerols within the fat cell.
Releasing the components.
Yes. It releases 3 fatty acids and also glycerol directly out of the fat cell and into the bloodstream.
And those are the fatty acids that travel around to fuel muscles and other tissues during fasting.
Precisely. They circulate, ready to be picked up by your heart, your muscles, your liver, other tissues, and used for energy. It just highlights the body's incredible foresight, doesn't it? Storing energy efficiently.
And then having this totally separate on-demand system to access it when food isn't coming in?
Exactly.
Okay, so let's recap quickly. We've seen these two really quite distinct strategies your body uses for fats. Amazing precision. Strategy 1, you eat fat, pancreatic lipase breaks it down in the gut, it gets absorbed, rebuilt inside the gut cell, packaged into chylomicrons with that ApoB48 label, shipped via lymph, then blood. Then lipoprotein lipase unloads the fatty acids for tissues.
A whole delivery chain, basically.
Right. Then, strategy 2, you're fasting, adrenaline hits the fat cells, beta receptor activation, protein kinase A gets going, phosphorylates hormone-sensitive lipase.
Switches it on.
Which then breaks down stored triacylglycerols, releasing fatty acids and glycerol straight into the blood for energy. Completely different mechanism.
It really is ingenious when you lay it out like that. These entirely distinct, yet perfectly coordinated ways to handle fats. One for what's coming in, another for what's already stored.
Yeah.
And this level of control, this precision, it isn't just, interesting biochemistry. It's absolutely vital. Essential for keeping our energy balanced, for survival, really.
So thinking about this, it makes you wonder, knowing the body has these two totally separate playbooks for fat, does that change how you think about the fat you eat? Or maybe even more, how your body's working constantly, even when you're not eating, just running on reserves?
That's the key question, isn't it? Does understanding these distinct pathways shift your perspective?
It makes you appreciate the adaptability, I think. This incredible biochemical dance, breakdown, reassembly, enzymes, hormones, all working to keep things running smoothly.
Constant adjustment.
Yeah. So next time you feel that shift in energy, maybe after a meal or during a long gap between eating, perhaps you'll think, okay, is my body running on that chylomicron delivery right now? Or is it tapping into the reserves via hormone-sensitive lipase? What other hidden efficiencies, these incredible background processes, are just humming away inside us all the time? Makes you think.